Alright guys, really happy to finally get this part of my uh, Commonwealth Army finished. So this is the Cossack Wagon train. Um, this is from the Wargamer Poland Fire and Sword range of figures. And it's a box set um, that comes with all the wagons, and then the skirmishers in the middle are a separate pack you can get from them. But I figured I'd film this one on the blanket to make a nicer background. Um, and I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I just finished the last one this evening, so there's still glue on it, but this is yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. If you've been following the videos, you know that these figures were really hard to put together, at least for me. You know, it's all metal. Even the horses are metal. Um, no, sorry, correction. The wagon itself, the wagon body is like a resin plastic, and then but the actual wagon parts are metal, and they're hard to glue together. But anyway, now that it's done, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I did kind of pretty basic paint jobs on all the kind of crew of the wagons. I just did red clothing, black hats, and accessories, but I think they turned out pretty good. I mean, they're meant to look good as a unit. And then I put these are the Cossack. It's called plastons, but I assume they're just skirmishers. So I decided to put them in the middle, um, and I put them in a kind of wagon fort formation. So um, yeah, and some of them have guns, have a like a light cannon mounted on them, and so pretty nice. And then some of them do have the shooters pointing out. So yeah, this one I have to fix. The cat unfortunately decided to grab it one night, but I just have to repair that. But other than that, I'm happy with how it turned out, and I think this will be. I'm also glad as I was painting, I was thinking about this. I'm also glad I got this because now for gaming, if I need wagons for scenarios that would make the scenario more interesting, I have a bunch of them now. So this is really helpful, and I'm probably going to use these for my Ottomans, even though the crewmen don't look quite right for like what an Ottoman kind of crew would be. But they hired foreigners for or let's say Christians that were in the empire to do stuff like this. So it's not wouldn't be totally out of place. But yeah. Anyway, I'm happy with how it turned out. So it's yeah. Even though I think this was a challenging thing to put together and to paint. I'm hoping when they release the Fire and Sword second edition, I want to maybe get another one of these just to make it even bigger. Because in the book, the Paradovsky book I talked about in a couple videos ago, or a few videos ago, it shows an engraving of one of these wagon forts. That's really big, but it has like the artillery. It's kind of like protecting the main artillery guns. So yeah, and I also think this is fun because for pike and shot era, it adds a dimension of like vehicle type combat to the games, along with the Zembarex I have from the Safavids, and I think I'll get those out really quick just because some of my favorite figures, and they're a fun unit, I think. Let me see. Yeah. So, yeah, I've got, get them on the camera here in a minute. I've got two of these Safavid. They're from the Cossack Miniatures Safavid range, but they're camel guns. The Ottomans had something like this, and you can find them all throughout kind of Turkic armies in like the 1400 to 1450 to 1700 period and beyond. So this one looks better than this one, but I'm not sure what I did. Oh, this one has a really dark, this one had the really dark primer undercoat, that's why. Anyway, just like to show those because I think they're really fun. But what I was trying to get to the point of, you know, I think this and the Zemberex, you know, it adds kind of a dimension of like vehicle combat to like this era where, you know, obviously you don't really have vehicles, you know, for you know, pretty clear reasons. It's, you know, cavalry or infantry, but you know, I think this adds a lot to it because it's, on the one hand, I think you can play it as just a kind of static formation, so as like a wagon fort, or, you know, you could have it play where, you know, maybe the wagons can actually break formation and move during the scenario. I think that would be, I don't want to say they probably wouldn't have done that because I don't know, but, you know, that would be kind of like crazy, but it would just be an interesting thing to war game, a what if kind of, you know, if you had one of these wagons that tried to fire and move type thing, although I imagine they would have to move a bit slow, but still, I mean, you know, you've got the gunners, some of them have cannons, you know, and these kind of guns, you know, more in the Islamic world were meant to be like kind of a mobile light artillery platform. You know, they weren't probably going to bring down any fortress walls or, you know, break an entire formation, but, you know, it's kind of neat that they had, you know, essentially a kind of self-propelled gun. So yeah, so I think that's an interesting feature. And you know, it's like I think I already said, you know, I can, you know, these can also just be generic wagons if I want to use them as objectives or as the camp. Yeah, so really cool. Like I said, I did basic paint jobs on them, but I think when it's all put together like this, it gets the effect across. So yeah, happy with how it turned out, and maybe I'll get this into a game soon. The other option, or another option for more of these wagons, because the Ottomans used the same kind of wagon tactics. They got them from back in the 15th century. They got them from the Hungarians, who learned them from the Hussites. This is, you know, at least this is what the historians seem to agree on. But anyway, they also use these, and the alternative armies has wagons in their medieval range that are Hussites. So that are for Hussites with no figures. So maybe if I want to add some for the Ottomans, I might get those Hussite style wagons that are just empty, and then but also are sculpted with the kind of like a more like a cover for the gunners to shoot out of. So that's an option, and I could just get like some regular like Ottoman Tufengchi or even Janissaries, a couple Janissary figures to glue in there or just put behind the wagons. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy. Oh, and The other thing, I started on the Janissaries from my Fire and Sword box set, and I painted these to follow some of the colors in the scroll I showed on the channel recently. So the processional scroll from the 17th century, and one of the Janissaries had this like kind of a gray blue. I didn't quite have the same color, and if you watch the video, you can see what I'm talking about. And this color is actually pretty close to how it's depicted in the manuscript, but it's just this particular one is a little too flat. That's the problem. But I used more of this light blue instead, which I like this color a lot, actually. This is a Elphic blue from Vallejo. So I did that, but then I followed the colors that he also had. So his pants were more like a purple. He had a red sash, and then like yellow brown shoes, and then red. I guess these are kind of like gaiters type of thing. So that's what I did. A little bit brighter than it's depicted. The color of the coat's a little brighter than in the manuscript, but I think they turned out pretty well. And these are the Fire and Sword Wargamer Poland Janissaries. So they're a little taller and more slender than the Coruscant ones, which I guess I might as well just show for comparison's sake. But I think you could mix these, and you know, it would be fine. I mean, because the soldiers are going to be different heights in real life anyway. Yeah, I have to say that the Coruscant, just in terms of the quality of the sculpt of the casting, is just a little bit better. Because these guys, it just takes them a little bit longer to pick out the details. They're both really nice options. The other good thing about the Fire and Sword ones is, I got these from the large Garrison box set that I got for Christmas. But if you do get the Janissary set from Wargamer, it comes with all the bases, which is nice. The Coruscant, you have to get the bases separately. Always nice to have more Janissaries. And I found that these are painting up. Obviously, I just did the basing, so there's still a little wet glue, but these are painting up, I think, pretty quickly. I don't get these done soon. So, that's what I've got. I'm really happy to do these. I like, I think, just the last thing, I like doing the live streams, but I know when I do them kind of spur of the moment, and I've got viewers that are in very different geographies. So what I think I might do, if I have the kind of energy and the time, I might try to do them more scheduled. But what I'll do, instead of just me painting and talking about stream of consciousness, I might try to find a topic to give like a lecture type thing on. It wouldn't be like terribly formal, but I would actually try to like prepare some notes or do some reading ahead of time to discuss it, and then I could discuss it while I'm like painting on the stream, and then that way if people joined, they could ask questions, and because that can be helpful sometimes so that's a possibility. So if anyone has a topic idea or something that they'd like to cover, I could prepare something. You know, and I do have several, probably quite a few by now, like just historical discussion videos on the channel. So, um, you know, it might be in there, but I can always cover one of those subjects again or pick something different. Um, so if that's something that people would like, I can try to do that. And then, you know, like I said, I would schedule it ahead of time, and then that way, like, it would be something, you know, where people could actually watch it. Um, all right. Well, that's it. But I'll give one last look at the Cossacks. I think this is a very nice Cossack host. Um, and yeah. And it also allowed me, the skirmishers allowed me to use this gray flock, or green, excuse me, flock that I don't really like normally, but it worked well here to make kind of like a brush that they're kind of hiding in. But all right, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you in the next video.